Gott CBD gæðamerki fyrir gott CBD. Þess vegna gott CBD eingöngu gott CBD. Gott CBD styrkir huga og hönd. Gott CBD styrkir líka þvottahúsið.
Korkur í eldhúsið, korkur á baðherbergið, korkur í stofuna. Við elskum kork. Korkur, umhverfisvænn, hipp og cool. Þvottahús stoltur styrktaraðili þvottahússins.
Wow, Davíð, þetta hérna. Sko, við byrjum á Þvottahús.
Já.
Þetta hérna Can you see this shaft?
Is it a shaft?
It's cork.
It's cork.
Okay.
Þvottahús.
Já.
Hérna lífræn vaxandi eind sem
Heldur
að selur
betur,
kork. Ég ætla bara að fara mjög fljótt í þetta. Þetta svo með hérna.
Já.
Þetta svo kallað virgin layer eða jómfrúarlægið af korktré. Þetta tekur þess að 25 ár að verða til. Þetta lag hérna.
Þetta rosalegt.
Tréð orðið.
Þetta korkurinn bara.
Nei, þetta jómfrúarlægið. Svo eftir 25 ár þá hann rifinn af og þá fer tréð í panikk og fer að skjóta út í rauninni sléttara lægi af kork sem hægt að rífa svo af á 7 ára fresti. Þetta ótrúlega umhverfisvæn framleiðsla af hráefni sem má nota í allt mögulegt.
Þetta bara klikkað.
Þetta klikkað stöf. Þetta ekki geggjað að handleika þetta.
Jú, þetta rosalegt maður.
Þannig að við hvetjum fólk til þess að fara niður í Þvottahús.
Þetta bara svona?
Þetta bara svona.
Beint á trénu?
Beint á trénu.
Jesus.
Þetta ekki fucking flóknara.
Þetta geggjað. Ég búin að lesa svo mikið til korkin og þetta alveg bara æving til að leita. Men ég heimur opnast.
Bara niður í Þvottahús, ármólu 29, hitta Kork Daniel sem kork gúrú.
Kork gúrú.
Og leita ykkur upplýsinga. Heyrðu, svo það gott CBD.
Hvað það?
Hérna ég með You want to try this, Shaft?
Okay, as long as it doesn't fuck me up.
We're going to give you some oil as well. One moment.
I gotta go and give a presentation. Am I gonna get stoned or anything?
No, absolutely
okay,
not.
Right.
It's not, no.
It's not a downer?
No.
Þetta frá gott CBD. You'll try both. Let's start with...
It's without THC. There's like...
I'm gonna take both, so I'm double dropping.
You're
No.
microdosing 2 kinds.
Shit.
You ready?
Okay.
Under the tongue. 1, 2, 3. Very nice.
Tastes like Sweden. Swedish forest.
This is like Sweden.
It does.
Yeah. Wait until you try the other one.
This is pharma hemp.
Really good.
This tastes like Morocco.
Are you like? Am I? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Perfect.
This one's good. Give me some of that, chef.
Here you go.
Like I'm really sensitive, right?
Yeah.
Like if it fucks me up, I won't be able to like.
No, then I'll take your
talk.
presentation.
Okay, right.
We'll keep you in yeah.
But en sko það sem
No,
ég
you won't
langaði
feel
að
it.
gera, það sem ég langaði
It's
að gera.
Okay, as long as I don't feel it.
You don't feel
good.
anything.
Þessi
I use it all day.
I'm already
olía
feeling funny.
hérna algjör snill. Ég búin að vera að nota hana.
I can feel my balls tingling.
Hérna.
That's good.
You
Doesn't
wanna
mean
try
it's
it?
working.
It's called placebo.
What? What does this do now?
Geða honum hérna.
Yeah, what is
This is like
Face-
skin and
oil.
beard and hair oil. It's
I'm
really
feeling
good.
funny.
See? Oh.
Are you feeling funny?
Oh my god.
You want to try it?
Oh.
No more.
Okay. But this is, face and body oil.
Face and body. Þetta alliða olja. Ég búin að vera að nota hana núna í nokkra daga.
Já.
Þetta bara besta stöf sem ég bara veit sko. Algjörlega.
Ég hef ekki prófað þetta.
Nei,
Það ekki fyrir núna.
þetta bara virkilega ljúf og fín olja og langar að minna á í rauninni afsláttarkóðan.
Já, 15%.
15%.
Já.
Upp í gott CBD og afsláttarkóðin sem sagt Þvottahúsið.
Já, eða Gunnar and Davíð.
Já, eða Gunnar and Davíð, en við notum Þvottahúsið hér
Já, amen.
með litlum stöðum
Já.
og það bæði í netverslun og upp í búð.
Þvotn eða TH?
Það þvotn. Og svo ætlum við að minna fólk á að subscribe á YouTube og öðrum streymisveitum, hjálpa til við að dreifa boðskapnum áfram og þar með þetta búið. So, Shaft,
Amen.
welcome to Þvottahúsið.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I was feeling fantastic. Now I feel a little bit funny.
No, you can't possibly.
Maybe there's the integration process of the oils.
That's the thing, but it's also in the tea. You're
Oh my
actually
God,
drinking.
are
You're
you
actually
guys-
drinking half tea as well.
Nay, no, don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay, great,
we
great.
feed this to everyone.
But you're a sex guru.
a tantric sex
tantric
guru.
sex
Very different
guru.
from just a normal sex person. We deal with the magic.
What does it mean?
What, magic?
No, to be a tantric sex guru. What is it?
It means that you spent 7 years, a bit like a doctor, studying women's vaginas and understanding the metaphysical aspects and how it's connected to the whole universe, and how as humans, if we worship the portal of life where every single human came from, we could actually connect closer to the source.
But you talk about the vagina. What about the penis and the other species that helps make the life?
So I've only been doing 7 years of women's work, so that's my speciality. I am a master in semen retention and being a multi-orgasmic man, but it's not my specialist field. I just embody it.
Okay.
I just did the practices that all the tantra gurus told me to do, and then I became the superhuman being with a longer lifespan than most humans will ever have.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm 172.
What do you mean?
I'm 172 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Yoda?
Doing pretty good, exactly. Yeah.
Do you do Botox or something? You look amazing.
Semen retention, bro. Worshipping vaginas.
But the multi-orgasmic man, I've heard this before. Here in the show.
One of my teachers.
Is he just walking around orgasming inside all day? Ejaculating
every day, sublimating the energy up to the third eye to get more Shiva consciousness. Yes, all that stuff.
Okay.
Otherworldly things.
But what happens when we like throw it out? Why shouldn't we throw it out?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. But I the only reason why I stopped jizzing was because one of the schools I went to just said, don't do it, and here's the benefits. I was like, I'm going to live a long life. I'm just going to see what happens.
What about
I saw the benefits?
Well, I've heard
prostate cancer. We've heard all of these things.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's what I've heard. If you don't ejaculate, not every day,
you die of cancer. Yeah.
Okay, but tell me, it's not true?
So they're just like, what I want is I want to be the Wim Hof of Tantra. I want them to analyze, because I could do things that humans can't do.
Okay.
I could do things that tantrikers do naturally every single day. We just don't know we got these superhuman abilities because we're just in this little bubble.
Okay.
So we could like give energy orgasms just through like not even touching, just through energy. Like we could heal people just through touch. Like we could do these things, and it's all science based now. But I want science to like see where I am in my body when I'm orgasming. Like how powerful is an ejaculation? And how powerful is the separation of that, which is the orgasm? Like, is it the same level of intensity on a neurological level in the body?
Okay.
Inside, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
And it's all possible. The yogis have been doing it forever, and that's why all religions, and I love religion, by the way, all religions teach and do the same stuff, and they say don't ejaculate.
Someone told me you call it gest.
That's
twice this year.
Who told you that? Yeah, I've only ejaculated twice this year.
I was researching.
Oh, well done. I've only just
so
the next time will be December on the full moon. So if there's a lucky lady out there who is a sex witch like myself,
it was intentionally. It wasn't just like you know, like a tantric exercise that went wrong.
No. I plan my.
Why do you feel the need to ejaculate on certain days? Why not just skip it altogether?
I mean, I can, but I like stuff. Like I retired at the age of 35 because of Tantra. Because I learned about magic and sex magic, aligning your intentions with the moon, doing sex magic rituals with another woman or several women or in a group practice. Like there is potency when you have an idea and then you visualize it, then you feel it in your body like it's already happened, then you're having sex, and then you're all saying what you want to manifest in your life whilst having lots of orgasms. Amazing. And then ejaculating at the end and then releasing it into the universe.
Okay, so you're kind of giving with the ejaculating.
Yeah, when I ejaculate. Yeah. And my ejaculation is so pure and like I'm quite healthy in my lifestyle. So the community I'm in, we drink menstrual blood and we drink semen because of its potency. Yeah.
You drink it? What does it? I've heard about
stem cells in menstrual blood. I did a whole series on my Instagram about my connection to menstrual blood, and I lost so many followers.
Really?
It's kind of
so interesting.
But you drink it unthinned. It's like just
it's not like a shot or eyeballing it. It's like a little bit. So the first day, all the stuff's coming out. On the third day, it's a bit better, and like the last day,
Yeah, after all the chunks and everything have left.
yeah.
Okay. I've heard about this. I haven't really researched the benefits or anything.
I think
What
the thing
are the
that comes out,
benefits?
stem cells and regenerative stuff and things like that. It's a bit like our potency with our semen. There's so much, like, it's life. It makes life. Our bodies as men, it's constantly creating the semen, which most men are ejaculating out watching to porn. So you're losing your life force energy. And what happens when you ejaculate? You
Not me. I
get
feel
more
awake.
energy.
I get more
Yeah,
energy.
same.
I can't fall asleep. I can't.
Yeah, I'm like full of life. Like, it's the best part of life. But I went to a school who said, don't do it. See what happens. 21-day challenge.
What happened
I thought,
after
fuck,
21 days?
I started to levitate.
Yeah, okay. And then how long did you go on?
I've been doing it for 7 years now.
How would you describe these ejaculations? How does it feel?
Okay, it's going to be like describing ice cream to someone who's never eaten ice cream.
You have like all of this experience in school and everything. I have myself, as you know, I haven't really dived into the subject.
Yeah.
At your
So
level.
my invitation to all men,
Yeah.
and because we can't do it without the women.
No.
Like, self-pleasure practice will allow you to become multi-orgasmic, but it's completely different when you're having sex with someone else.
Okay.
Like, if you've mastered non-ejaculation by yourself and separated the orgasm from the ejaculation, then you're going to have sex with someone, and that just
gonna
goes out the window. Exactly. It's like, oh my God, a woman, ah!
Yeah.
but how does the process work? You're having
Slow
tantric
things
sex
down.
with a woman. Is it like a 3-hour process, and you're just like you're on the edge for 3 hours?
Edging is a way to get there. Porn stars use it. I mean, if people are still addicted to porn and watching porn, just do edging videos on Pornhub or something, and don't jizz. Like, that's a really interesting way to play with these sensations. But the only way to get to these levels is to slow things down.
Okay.
So we're so used to doing things hard and fast that we need harder and faster, more visual things to reach an orgasmic state. Whereas in Tantra, we don't use any visual states. We just drop out of our heads into our body and feel the sensations. And we slow things down. So we use breath.
Okay. Synchronized even.
Synchronized, eye gazing, matching the breath is a really good way to connect with your partner as well. Using movement, so moving your energy. Everything's made up anyway. So using this thing called intention to sublimate the energy. So I could get you to feel energy right now. So this is what I did when I was on Sweden's Got Talent, Talang.
Okay.
I've got the judges to like feel love within themselves.
Can you?
I'm going to get you to feel energy right now. So all you got to do, and everybody listening or watching, is look at your little finger.
It doesn't matter, left or right.
It doesn't matter as long as you're looking at one. So you're looking at your little finger. And now breathe into your little finger and just look at your little finger like there's nothing else in the world apart from your little finger. That's bringing your intention to your little finger, your awareness and your attention. Does your little finger feel more alive now than it did a second ago? If it does, say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It feels bigger.
Feels bigger.
I don't feel anything.
It's not a little
there.
finger anymore, it's a big finger.
It's a big finger. See, something's going on, basically. So that's energy. You should feel like little tingles and things like that.
It's like I've never seen my little finger before.
Exactly. You've just given it awareness. It's alive. It's there. And now you could even visualize bringing all of that energy to your heart. And you can feel your heart expanding and down to your genitals, and your genitals start expanding and moving energy around, start having energy orgasms and all these other things.
Jesus.
So, yeah. sensations. That's all it is. That's all we're chasing at the end of the day as a human. New sensations, mainly feeling pleasure or avoiding pain. But if you're into BDSM and kink, you want both.
But it's not like we're doing it fast and like spiky. It's more like
it's a subtle progression. Yeah, it's kind of like the difference between eating fast food. Like it's fast, it has all the food and everything that tastes good, and it's got a hit, but you feel a bit shit afterwards. Or you could go out into the garden, pick your own little vegetables, wash them, spend a bit of time cooking, put all the ingredients in that you want to put in, and then sit down and share it with someone, and that's just a bit more wholesome, right? So that's what porn sex is like. Hard and fast and ejaculation, or cultivating deep intimacy with another human being or with yourself, and just feeling the slight nuances of sensations. Like, for example, I was in a hot spring the other day, and my mission is to actually connect with the earth. I want to form a relationship with where we all came from, like the primordial soup of the earth, and like somehow connect with her. I could already have orgasms from the earth because I'm an ecosexual, but I wanted to connect with this land. So I was in a hot spring with a bunch of tantric people, completely empty. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And it was one of the most life-changing experiences to be in nature, to be in this space where there's howling wind and this big mountain, and you can see the galaxies.
A natural hot spring.
Natural hot springs. And I was feeling the earth and visualizing, because everything's made up, visualizing the energy of the earth, the magma, the heat going through my body and into my lingam. Now, lingam is the oldest Sanskrit word for your cock, your penis, which means the shaft of light. My name's Shaft. And I visualized this energy going into my body, and I stopped being cold. For a start, like I wasn't cold at all, even though it was like ice cold outside and like everyone else was cold, I wasn't. And then my lingam got hard, and my friend, she sensed it, and then she and I we didn't have sex. I just entered her, we had sex, but I stayed completely still, and we were there for like 20, 30, like we don't know how long we were there for, but time just vanished. And I was just channeling this earth energy through my body from the earth into my lingam. I didn't move, and I stayed
but
hard.
you entered her.
I entered her, yeah. So we were having sex without movement, just feeling energy. Cool. And I don't think many men could stay hard for that long without the friction.
No.
And the movement and the panting and the tension and the short breaths.
And you were in this state for like 20 minutes, and then what happens?
There's like quite a few of us, and we just like moved into other juicy positions, and I mean, there's even one time where I entered my finger into another lady, and I think we were there for an hour where I just held my finger at the entrance of her yoni, and she eventually sucked in my finger, but it was like millimeter by millimeter by millimeter, and within like again timeless, probably 40 minutes. Of my finger just slowly, not me entering her, but her eating my finger with her yoni.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
It's crazy stuff. This is why we do the crazy things.
This never happens to me?
It's because you're not in the environment to do it. Like your hobbies and interests are a little bit different to my hobbies and interests.
Obviously.
So your life is all about sex?
No.
Tantra?
Yeah.
Tantra, sorry. Yeah.
Which is about not sex.
Energy.
And there's an element of that. It's about liberation and finding freedom.
Okay.
But I want to go a little bit to the source
beginning
of Shaft.
Yeah.
I have this, I want to hear the story before you becoming a tantric sex guru. And before you moving into this message, to the people, what happened? You're born. I read you were born in a strict Bangladeshi Muslim household, strict and sexually repressed. I want to hear what does that look like? What's because I was thinking about just our upbringing. What's a sexual repressed household? What does it mean?
It means that you never talk about it.
No, but that's like
Normal.
That's like normal.
Yeah.
Or normal, you know.
Yeah. Well, if you've ever seen the film East is East, that is literally my life, my childhood.
Okay.
In London, though.
In London, yeah. Not London. I was born and raised in born in Hastings and raised in Bexhill, like a small retirement town. But what does like a strict devout Muslim household looks like? You have to go to Sunday school. You don't question religion. The whole foundation of the house and the community is built on fear, guilt, and shame. Like if you do this, it's bad. You go to hell. You'll go to hell. Sharom naini, do you have no shame? Like it's heavily built around punishing someone if they're going to do bad.
Jesus. That's intense.
No, it's Muhammad.
But it's like almost violence.
It's aggressive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's aggressive. Yeah, I mean, every time, like I'm an Aquarian, so I will always look outside of society and like find another way. Like I'm very much into like observing society, seeing that it's fucked, and then doing something better. And hopefully some people will join me.
And that's what you did. You broke out.
I broke out
With
alcohol, drink, drugs, everything like that. Yeah. But also I used to question everything. Like I know the importance and value of religion. I love religion because I had my own religious, not a cult, but it was a cult. The polyamorous unicorn movement in London, which reached the global level, like millions of people became unicorns because of the 10 principles of unicornia that I developed in Jerusalem. And I like my middle name's Islam, so I already have this like this name that I became, and Islam being a peaceful religion or a belief system, and I believe in beliefs. Like if you believe in yourself, then the world will believe in you. You might as well believe in something. And I analyze religion from, and also, you know, the 12-step programs, 10 principles of Burning Man, the 5 pillars of Islam, the 10 commandments. Like I looked at all of these and made my own one up.
Okay.
And all religions do the same stuff. Like you see the Pope with these beads. You see Hindus and Hare Krishnas with these beads. You see my mum has these beads, and they're all doing Transcendental Meditation, which is a science-based thing, which is just chanting something to relax the mind.
There's a science behind it.
Exactly. So now I say, and this is my mission to get this mantra out there, I love my life, I love my body, I love myself. I love my life, I love my body, I love myself. I love my life, I love my body, I love myself. I love my life, I love my body, I love myself. If I lie to myself long enough, I'll start to believe it. Because once upon a time, I used to say, I hate my life. And that was real.
But when did
now
you
I say, I love my life, now it's real.
When did you come to this place? You know, because you break free through drugs and alcohol.
And then I found escape through education, getting into university, so I could be as far away from my parents as possible. I used to have a very violent, absent father. Like my nose is broken. He's smashed the shit out of it. And my mum used to beat me and stuff because I was so naughty and questioning everything. Like, why can't you be like the other children? Why do you have to question everything?
Do you have a relationship with them now?
Yeah, I got mum tattooed on my back, and my dad's my best friend and my hero.
So it's been healed
fully.
Jesus.
Like, it's amazing. Like Tantra works, and 95% of Tantra is healing the connection with your mum and dad and breaking free of social conditioning. 5% is the sex stuff. What does everyone look at? The sex stuff. What part of our life do we most have dramas around? The sex stuff. So yeah.
Amen.
Which means relationships.
But what happens? You're a dancer, alcohol, drugs, nightlife, everything. And then what?
And then it just went darker and darker. I became jobless, homeless, and suicidal. Relationships didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out. I really wanted to be in a monogamous relationship, and I wanted to be engaged at 23, married at 24, kids at 26. Like I still wish I had that life, but it never worked out for me.
Because of social,
No, I just had one pattern: best friends sleeping with my girlfriends. Just kept on happening and happening and happening.
What do you think that happens?
I choose the same guys, like the same best friends I've had.
Yeah.
and they're all really big, buff, masculine guys.
Okay.
And I've had the same girlfriends, and they all look like fairies, pixies, elves, and witches. And they've always ended up together in a way. But I also know whatever I say will come true. So I'm going to try saying that less.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what? Okay. And then
Belief, again. It's belief.
The power of belief.
Yeah, whatever you believe in will come true.
whatever.
Anything.
It will manifest.
It always does. It's your attention, your intention, your desires. Like, the world is literally like Google, and that they've created the computer softwares and the interfaces like our brains. Like, if you're talking about testosterone, your phones will pick it up. Then you start getting adverts in your phone saying testosterone pills. Here you go. So it's actually trying to be a benevolent servant to you. Now, I was in Sweden for 2 years, and I kept on saying, I keep on meeting emotionally unavailable women. Where are all the good women?
You were saying it with words.
I was saying
and
it with
started
words.
Popping up.
Then I didn't meet one emotionally available woman until I stopped saying it. And then I was like, okay, what do I want? I want a woman who can help me connect to the earth, so I could, because I'm on this mission to connect with the earth.
So it underlines the, you know, the importance of like conscious intention.
Yeah.
You know,
what do you
always,
actually want?
in
Not
all
what you
aspects.
want. Yeah.
Jesus.
So, and then I ended up getting a beautiful love.
Because normally we were just walking around completely blind.
Yeah. We don't know the powers
while
that
doing
we have.
sex as well.
Exactly. God created man in his own image. Like I was studying Genesis chapter 1. I can't remember which one it is, but it's, you know, the 7 days of creation or whatever. But I was analyzing every single word and spelling and spell, and like the gods who created us, it's not one God. In Genesis, it actually says in our image or something like that. If anyone Googles Genesis, God created man in his own image, there's a bunch of sentences and paragraphs where the person writing it, it says our. Like, there's a group of them. And the fact that he created, it's basically a broad bunch of people like us who created us. That's
interesting.
That's what I thought was fascinating. And we have the power of a God, because the word human, the oldest word for God is Hu, H-U, and the oldest symbol is Hu, and we're God, man. And
do you think, you know, every common people, they're able to study this and learn this?
It's all there. I'm getting my head out of Tantra and going more into personal development and other sources of information.
So it's like Tantra has served its purpose for you, or what?
Tantra's still the best one. Like, I've looked into Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Emily Fletcher, Mind Valley, Vision, like all of them. COVID time, I had a lot of time on my hands. And they're all teaching the same stuff. All the religions are doing the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. It's up to the individual to see what works for them. And Tantra works for me because it's the only one that incorporates sexuality.
But is it possible to be a true student of Tantra if you are in a monogamous relationship?
You're better off in a monogamous relationship, because then you've got someone to study Tantra with. Like, I have to wait until I find someone. I don't know when that's going to be. But if you're in a monogamous relationship, you've got an accountability buddy straight away. It's your partner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you have to get him or her on board.
They got to feel it.
Yeah.
If they don't feel it, they're not going to understand it. It's just a bunch of weird stuff. Basically, everyone says, oh, it's just an orgy, or like it's just orgasms. I would say, what's wrong with having orgasms? There's a large percentage of women who have never had an orgasm with another man in their life. I believe it's 43% of American women who've never had an orgasm.
What do you say about that? Is it because it's not possible, or is it what's going on?
So I have a lot of women that come to me with my line of work, with my yoni massage and yoni healing, and they suffer from a condition called anorgasmia. You could Google it. The inability to have an orgasm by themselves or with someone else, to the point that they think they can never have an orgasm. For me, they're the easiest cases, and I don't even need to.
Why?
Because everyone's got the same buttons. And a woman or humans will protest that, no, we cannot have these orgasms. Like, you can.
So you just know where to find it.
It's not about that. It's more to do with, if you could breathe, you could have an orgasm.
All right, so you guide the breathing.
I guide the breathing.
Aha.
I mean, the best definition of an orgasm is, like, you know, when you're like, have the giggling fits. You're like, laughing so much. How do you feel at the end of it?
Drained.
Spacious.
Yeah.
Spacious.
Now, what about if you've had a lot of rage? You go, oh, I'm so angry.
Clogged up.
And at the peak of that anger, you have a...
I have a breakdown.
And then sex. You build up that energy, and then at the end of it, you have the relaxation, the peace, the release. So you're having giggle-gasms, you're having anger-gasms, you're having like if you're crying hysterically, at the end of that there is peace, and through sex as well. So your body's release, creating this energy, emotion. That's all it is. And it's releasing it through some kind of thing.
It's actually stuff. You know, it's matter. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it could be fluid, it could be just a bunch of emotions. Energy, emotion is emotions. So you release it in some kind of somatic way. And this is how I guide them through a way to reach an orgasmic state. Like, I'm not giving them anything.
No.
They just got to feel comfortable and safe and relaxed enough to have one. The way to have an orgasm, like the only way men and women really know, is to tense their body, breathe shallow, and then have that explosion. But there's another way, and that's making that nice, beautiful food and taking your time, relaxing the breath, breathing more, expanding more. And in that space of relaxation, you can start to feel the small nuances of sensation.
But we don't have the time.
We don't have the time for that. That's exactly it. We're used to instant gratification.
Do you need a lot of time to do this?
You do need a lot of time, but you can have tantric quickies. I always say to women new into tantra, 10 minutes in heaven is still 10 minutes in heaven.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. But it sounds like you're you know, while you know, it's a part of service. You know, while you're providing this service, like Oni massage service.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about Oni massage a little bit later. Your intentions they're pure. You have pure intention.
It's to basically just liberate people from themselves. It's getting people to understand their own bodies. Like, no one gave us an instruction manual how to use these Ferraris, and we've all got a Ferrari
to create this free flow of energy.
Yeah.
You know, and reach this, you know, it's almost like fuller capacity of just being human.
You figured it out. That's exactly what this tantra stuff is. And it's infinite. Like, there isn't a human being on the planet who's like become a full human. Like, there's one person who could run really quick. There's one person who's really good at using one part of the brain. There's one person who could do other stuff and like musically gifted. There's some people who are really good at science, maths, and all the logical stuff, but also super creative and everything like that as well. Like, we all, like, I can sing, but I have a huge trauma around my voice. Like, I was never a public speaker. It's because my mum shouted at me when I was 8.
And you clocked up.
Yeah. And I used to work in advertising, so I never spoke out. I had all the answers. I always won the pitches, but during the boardroom meetings, I'd be there doodling. Yeah. And I already know how we're going to win it. And they'd be like saying, Shaft, what are you doing over there? And then I have to show them my weird doodles around unicorns and fairies and pixies. So, but then I go and send them an email because I've already figured it out, and then we win the pitch. But I can't express it.
Your name, Shaft.
You're damn right.
You know, I grew up with Shaft. You know, he was a big idol for me, and it was not because
it's not the women.
Of course, he just like, you know, he did like this. You know, he walked through life like this.
See, I want to be that.
Kicking doors. You know, but he was also coming home, you know, to a lot of women. And he was satisfying all these women.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I was reading about the origin of your name, Shaft.
Completely different.
Shaft. I will never get tired of, you know, addressing you as Shaft. And it says that in the early 2000s you were a professional breakdancer,
yeah.
and your style was old
Very
school,
70s,
70s, and that's where your name come from. But to now, you're like...
I became.
You became.
But I became it like 3 times.
Huh.
Like I was a unicorn before that.
Huh.
The fabulous of unicorns. And
I don't know what that means.
I mean, it's a part of... Like I was actually more famous for being a unicorn, but I eventually became more famous for being a tantric sex guru.
Like a unicorn called guru.
Yes.
Isn't unicorn like a third person in a relationship?
In a relationship as well, yes. There's that stuff happening as well.
You were that kind of unicorn or something else?
It has everything to do with everything.
Okay. Okay.
So once upon a time, I took a shit ton of ketamine at a festival, at a Burning Man festival, and I thought I was a unicorn. And everyone came up to me and said, wow, you're a unicorn. And I was like, you know what? I am a unicorn.
Yeah, damn straight.
Damn straight. Then I used all my advertising, art directional abilities, because I was working with the top brands at that time.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I'm going to turn this I was just one guy, but I believed in this because I was so fucked on ketamine. Turn this, I don't want a subculture, but I want popular culture of unicorns. I don't want to be alone, and this is why I do everything that I do. I want people to play with. And I was the only unicorn for many years by myself, taking photos of myself, quoting myself, people saying I was a narcissist and arrogant by quoting myself. And now all Instagrammers and influencers are quoting themselves. I was way ahead of my time, like a unicorn. And I basically just created language, again, using advertising. Everything's advertising. Creating language, creating a culture, creating a belief system to head towards, creating... like everything's done through parties and music, and that's how cultures are created, in my opinion, through the young. And one day, it took one woman, after many years of being by myself. She happened to be hot blonde with massive boobs. Said, I want to be a unicorn too. I said, sure.
You can be a unicorn.
And what does it mean to be a unicorn?
It means that you're sexy as fuck. You have a beautiful shaft on your head, a unicorn horn. And you just have fun. We believed in spreading the sparkle. So we went around to all the parties and all the festivals around the world, spreading the sparkle.
It's like a techno thing.
No, it was very much from the Burning Man scene. And then it went into the conscious clubbing scene. So we were able to make people put down their drinks and start dancing sober. So we started this huge
This was after you sobered up, yeah?
It was in the mix.
In the mix.
Like I spent a long time as a trashicorn. Which is? Like a trashy unicorn, getting invited to parties, making out with all the girls, having sex in the toilets, puking up everywhere, stealing all the booze.
Drinking.
Yeah.
That's not a cool unicorn.
No, it's not.
That's how we all start off. We're all a mess. We're a hot, glittery mess. And then we all evolve and transcend into...
But
Jesus.
So yeah, the name Shaft, breakdancer, then unicorn horn, and then tantric sex guru, lingam, and then I became a sacred sexual Jedi, and they have these phallic symbols that are like love sabers, I call them, and I became really good at holding two, and I went to Shaolin temples to study them, like how to fight and everything, and I really just became Shaft.
And you'll be able to use this while finding your masculinity now, and then you can start kicking doors and kick faces in,
Yeah. If it needs to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's all about being a peaceful warrior.
Yeah, of course.
Knowing that you have the ability to destroy lives, but you just rather...
Will you be wearing like leather coats and furs and stuff?
No, I'd be dressing like a Jedi.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to hear about, what happened. Why did you move away from mind-altering substances? And do you think alcoholism and drug addiction, do you think it's partly caused by this repressed sexual energy? So this...
Yes, and yes. So, I work with a lot of addicts with my line of work. And once they start understanding what Tantra is, not just orgies or orgasms, they go, fuck, it's so simple.
Connection.
That's it. That's it. I believe Johann Hari once said in a TED talk in his book, the opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's human connection. And that's what it is. So I was smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, and taking drugs. And I knew, again, I had a long life ahead of me because I was starting to get into Tantra. And I said to myself, okay, why am I smoking? And I took like 1 year to get off the cigarettes, 1 year to get off the alcohol, and 1 year to get off the drugs. And I asked myself, why was I smoking? And my brain just said straight away, it's because I want to get fucked up. And I was like, why do I want to get fucked up? It's because I wasn't happy. Then I had to ask my brain, how can I become happy? And then there's like a whole bunch of shit I had to do to become happy. Alcohol, why was I drinking? I couldn't connect with girls without drinking. Like, I didn't know what social anxiety was. I was just drunk and having sex all the time. So how can I get to that space?
But many people would describe it as sex addiction.
We're going to come to that in a minute. And then I asked myself, then how can I connect to girls? Then my brain randomly said, why don't you make vaginas your new hobby? That doesn't make any sense to a guy working in advertising. Like, Tantra doesn't exist. I'm a guy working in advertising, 6-figure salary with normal people, but also who thinks he's a unicorn.
But
I'm still a bit
came
weird.
to you.
Like, if you ask your brain a question, it will give you the answer. It's a benevolent servant. So if I say apple, one person will see a red apple, a green apple. Snow White would be traumatized. Like, we all have different types of brains that has different stories. So if we ask the brain the right question, like, why does everyone hate me? It will tell me why everyone hates you, and they'll be all valid. Or if I say, why am I always surrounded by love? Then it would tell me loads of really good stuff. So I had to keep on asking myself, why was I drinking? Why was I drinking? Couldn't connect to girls. How can I connect to girls? The brain just gave me an answer. Why was I taking drugs? Now, that was an interesting one. Mainly because I liked the feeling of going back into the womb.
That's why you were using ketamine.
Ketamine, yeah, and psychedelics. How can I get there? I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. Then I found Tantra. And then
so you combine everything together, yeah?
Tantra literally gave me the answer to everything. How can I be happy? Okay, self-love. Changing my lifestyle. Stop hanging around with people that were all addicts, all in a negative thought spiral, all suffering from severe mental illness. Like, I was the most mental out of all my friends. Like, no matter what I do, I would be the best at it. And if I'm going to be mental, I'll be the best mental person. If I'm going to be an alcoholic, I'll be the most fun alcoholic person. If I'm going to be good at yoni massages, I'll be the best at giving yoni massages. Because I got a brain of an Aquarian, which is like, we have these over analytical, hyper aware brains, and it could destroy you or it could make you a genius. And I became a genius, but I also was mental. So in the end, I basically discovered Tantra, which fulfilled everything. So through breath, sound and movement, sex magic rituals, yoni massage, lingam massage, these shamanic states, using my own sexual energy and like breathing slower, feeling sensations like dropping out of my head and like allowing the brain to finally relax. There's all these different states of consciousness. You could go into theta brainwave states, like where magic happens, where you get free information. That can lead you into the K-hole without drugs. So I didn't need the drugs anymore. Connecting with women. So this was an interesting one. So you can be a healer and your business is sacredsexualawakening.com. You can't get a girlfriend from that.
No. Because you wanted a girlfriend.
I always want a fucking girlfriend.
Don't you have a girlfriend now? No.
You have girlfriends?
Many.
No, it's tricky. Like, I fell in love with a woman in Sweden and she's in Sweden and I'm not there. My love language is human touch, like touch and quality time. That's not going to happen from a long distance relationship.
No.
So we're in an open relationship now, and I just landed in here and I just met a beautiful woman and she said she'll be my lover. But she's a Pisces and she's fucking flaky.
Welcome to Iceland.
So yeah, it's challenging, especially when you love human connection. Like I'm smart, so I've managed my time so I don't have to work as hard as everyone else. Like I just get paid to be myself.
Yeah.
And that's super fun.
That's fun.
But
what you're saying
not
is
enough
that
people are doing the same stuff as
tantric,
me.
the tantric exercise, it produced this spirit to wake up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what alcoholics and drug addicts are just suffering from. The burden of heaviness.
Yeah.
You know, and non-connecting with people. Yeah.
Unless you have a spirit.
Yeah.
And then that awakens your spirit.
Yeah.
And then you start connecting and it's super easy. That's alcoholism.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's normal society. And that's why we have these huge bars and clubs where everyone's connecting
It's
with
like
everyone,
churches, yeah.
but through disconnection. Like it's not real.
Yeah, exactly. It's fake.
Yeah. And you only know it's fake when you stop drinking.
Yeah.
You don't drink at all.
I would never see the point of ever drinking again.
No.
'Cause
What about drugs?
Yes.
You see the points of drugs.
There's certain drugs that do certain things.
Cocaine.
Terrible. If you've already got confidence
Yeah, I know.
and you have a healthy sleeping pattern, you don't need that shit.
Of course not.
You don't need MDMA if you do tantra, because you could have heartgasms without drugs. You could have an orgasm in your heart.
Okay.
You don't need ecstasy, MDMA once you start doing tantra, because it's self-love basically and human connection, and it's just tactile. So ketamine was the only one that I went back to. But also, after experimenting with tantra, with shamanism, with yoga, with breath work, I discovered they're all doing the same stuff. And plant medicines, like, I would do all of them. Like, from ayahuasca to yopo to bufo to iboga to all these things. And all of these drugs, plant medicines, they help me overcome my addiction problems. So I got off alcohol by taking another drug, plant medicine, ayahuasca. I got off ketamine by taking iboga. They're the only main things. And I said to myself, and it wasn't, like, I remember the switch when the brain all of a sudden said, Shaft, you're no longer an addict. Was in 2016 in Hawaii, and I just did this course called ISTA Level 1. And that's when I had the switch happen. And I was no longer an addict. And you mentioned sex addiction earlier. And I always have to say this to people who don't have a lot of sex, because they're not having a lot of sex. Do you guys enjoy dancing?
No.
Yeah.
Do you like...
Maybe I should, but I don't.
Dancing's the best form of medicine. Is there something that you enjoy?
Yes.
Sauna. Ice bath, my wife, my kids.
Now, are you addicted to them?
Yeah.
Brilliant. But is it now the Eckhart Tolle describes addiction as something that was once pleasurable ends up becoming quite painful and you can't live without it, and it becomes destroying your life.
Like deadlifting.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's like saying you're addicted, like, I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
Am I addicted to dancing? I can live without it, but I need it in my life. Like, am I addicted to breathing? I need it in my life.
You can live
Obviously.
without anything.
Yeah,
Not
you
breathing.
can.
Yeah.
Apart from breathing. But like, am I a sex addict? Definitely not. Because I don't watch porn.
Yeah. Not at all.
No, I don't need to. Like, my life is insane.
But when you see like something on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, do you become aroused by something you might see
so here's
somewhere?
the funny...
How do you become aroused? Are you always aroused? Are you
Constantly
aroused now?
aroused.
So here's the weird thing about Tantra. I'm just chilled now. I'm never aroused.
Why does your shaft become hard? Is it always hard? Is it always ready? Or does the energy just,
So
like in the hot spring, it just becomes erect?
Yeah. So now, like, I remember when I was a kid, not a kid, like a young adult, I used to fantasize a lot about sex and all the sex I just had, and like fantasizing about this woman. And then porn happened for like on the internet. It's like, oh, like porn. Oh, wow, fascinating. But and like, you know, you become horny. Like, you're just a human.
Yeah.
Then you do Tantra.
Yeah.
And then you just don't get that horny all the time. Like, it's just...
It's more like the highlands.
Your level of life
Instead of
just... Yeah. It's not just peaks and
mountains.
explosions and
people
horniness and lust and passion. It's nothing like that. We're just pretty chilled and we go to bed by 10 o'clock. But yes, we will have some galactic gangbang, you know, before bedtime or something. But we'll wait until the energy appears, and it doesn't matter if you have a hard cock or a soft cock. You can still have sex without having an erection. And a woman doesn't need to have 14 orgasms to feel like a woman.
No.
Like, it's a little bit more relaxed. And when you start harnessing your sexual energy, you don't just want to have sex all the time. It's the opposite. It's like, I want to produce great content to help many people overcome their sexual traumas, or you just find something to harness that raw, potent life force energy into something else.
But how do you combine Tantra with kinks, like you said, BDSM and all kinds of kinks? Because you're always in like this relaxed state, and let's assume you don't have any kinks or anything, and just in your tantric space.
It's just pretty chilled.
Yeah. But then you have.
But I do have sex 3 times a day with different people, so you know.
Okay.
You do?
When I'm in the right environment, yes, I do.
Airplanes.
I have joined a Mile High Club and a Mile Along Club.
What does it mean? Like
That's the trains, right?
Yeah. Did you guys make love on the way here from Canada?
we didn't. No. Maybe mentally.
Car
I don't
wasn't
know.
big enough.
The car isn't big. He has a Econ line. That's a good car for sex.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll save that for the next interview.
So yeah, I'm not horny all the time. And
No,
the
I'm
only time I come online is when there is someone who, like, I've got a conscious cock. It's like having spider senses. I will feel a woman who's doing the same line of work as me. Like my lingam would just go hard around her.
It's like it has a brain.
It has its own brain. A woman has her womb wisdom. We have a conscious cock. Like, once you start activating your body, they start speaking to each other, and you don't really have to worry about much. You'll always, my penis will always find someone.
Yeah.
And if I get in the way, I'll fuck it up. Or if she gets in the way, she'll fuck it up. And
But I understand. You spent years in this, you know, training,
cultivate. Well, it's actually letting go of all of that, not training.
Do you think this will change during, you know, your aging and stuff like this? You know,
I mean, I'm 41. I'm having the best sex I've ever had in my life, and more sex than I've ever had in my life. And it's getting better and better because it's infinite. Like,
what does that mean?
Like, pleasure, orgasms. Like, you could have an orgasm in your eyeball. I could have, due to testicle massage and de-armoring my own testicles, I could have orgasms in my testicles.
Nice.
Any man can have orgasms in their testicles if they did the disciplined work to unlock them. And it's literally, your bodies are like a computer game. You've got to unlock all certain bits.
Shaft,
Yes.
there is this question about the divine, yeah?
Oof.
You know, is it a combination of masculinity and feminine? Because I've, you know, while watching your Instagram, it's like you go from this side to this side.
Super lesbian to powerful masculine.
Yeah.
Or some might call it a wow man. The grace of a goddess with the strength of a god.
Are you strong?
I am now.
Okay.
Like, I never...
Physically?
What's that?
I know you're mentally strong. Or
I'm athletic.
Okay.
I used to be a little bit like a cheetah.
Okay.
Because, you know, breakdancing. And I never ever worked out. Like, I was just taking lots of drugs and dancing at clubs. And, you know, through that you do intermittent fasting, which is just not eating for a few days because you're fucked on drugs.
very healthy.
Not sustainable, though. I can never ever get life insurance due to my health records.
For real?
Yeah.
In Iceland you can.
You don't need to.
No.
You don't need it.
Exactly, you don't. But then I discovered Tantra.
Okay.
And then because I believe your lifestyle dictates what you look like, how you are. So I found sacred hedonism, because I'm a hedonist. Like,
What does it mean?
it means in the environments we're in, like, we eat cakes, but it's vegan cakes. We drink kombucha, we drink cacao instead of coffee. everything's vegan and everything's fresh. So it's just abundance of like fresh fruits and amazing foods and seafoods. Like I'm pescatarian, but since being here, I eat anything and I will eat anything because I just forgot how to cook. So out there in the Tantra bubbles, you're doing ecstatic dance, sober, and you're dancing for 3 hours a day. You're doing breath work like Wim Hof methody stuff, alkaline in your body. I'm making love 3 times a day when I'm at my peak states, and I'm giving yoni massages, which is labor intensive on the body. So I'm not working out or anything. I'm just like strong and agile because my body, and I'm studying martial arts and stuff like that. So it's like I'm just active. I live a very active lifestyle. I'm not in front of a computer hunched over 8 hours a day. Like I'm living life.
So you're experiencing
But then I
the combination.
What's that?
You're experiencing the combination of masculinity and feminine.
Well, COVID has made me go down that route. So COVID meant that I couldn't do my work, which is about human connection. So I couldn't do what I loved, giving yoni massages, human connection, dancing, no dances.
Yeah,
no
you could have used it with like people with kink for people with mask. Do the massage with the mask and everything.
Like
so that
gas masks.
yeah, gas masks
and
I'm
PVC
inside you
type
now.
thing, yeah.
Okay.
So I eventually, because I had all that time, discovered the gym.
Lifting heavy stuff.
Lifting heavy stuff.
What does it do for you?
Testosterone. Like we're a chemistry set. Like we got it's up to us to fit, because no one's given us instruction manuals. It's up to us to figure out how to produce more serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, and testosterone, and the oxytocins, like all the feel-good chemicals we need to make ourselves naturally high. Testosterone wasn't ever a thing on my list, because I just thought testosterone meant being a bodybuilder and just being you know, a bad man.
Which it doesn't.
Which it doesn't. And this is why, like, I work in the female empowerment industry. I say, women, start doing squats and deadlifts. You fucking need some direction. Stop being so flaky and indecisive and make a decision and start actually manifesting your life by saying yes to life or no to life. Not maybe, let me feel, oh, I don't know, maybe, I don't, indecision. It's like, what the fuck? I've already made 10 projects and you've just been still tuning into it.
Grab the bar and lift it.
Exactly, yeah. Now I love weights. I love going to the gym and pumping. We always say in a tantric temple, well, in my new community, friends that pump together stay together. But we also used to say friends that masturbate together stay together as well.
That's pretty interesting. Then I have no close friends.
There you go. Now start building your life around those mantras.
What about, you know, there's great talk these days regarding the toxic masculinity. And my question is, if there is a toxic masculinity, is there a non-toxic masculinity? And if there is, how does it look like?
Yeah, women, can you just stop telling us what you don't want? Because we're doing all this stuff for women at the end of the day. We're building huge skyscrapers just for love. Like we're becoming a man of value just for the love of a woman. Like we are awakened, conscious men. We are doing a lot of stuff to provide for women and our families. Like that's what we have been doing. It only takes a few wrong eggs, usually the really confident ones who don't care. And they're the ones that women find the most attractive, for fuck's sake. Not the safe guys like me, who will provide them security, who will provide them safety. Like, that's not exciting for them. They need drama. The modern day woman wants drama.
So you say the modern woman, they want
City
toxic
women, I'm talking.
masculinity.
It's all they've known. Like, the body only knows one way to have sex. Like, I've started to have sex with women in the city. And like, it's so different to what I'm used to having sex. Like, it's like they go bum 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 bum, and I can't do that anymore. But I do it because I'm you know, outside of work, I'm looking for love, I'm looking for intimacy, I'm looking for connection. So I would drop down to what their body's used to just to get their attention and their love, and it kills me inside.
By selling out.
by selling out, by conforming to what their body's used to doing. So it's up to me as the awakened Shiva to
slow things down.
But they still want it hard and fast. It's like, no. You might find, no. It's okay, right, oh, fuck. So yeah, it's tricky from being a normal human being and a man, looking for love and sex and intimacy to form a relationship and a baby with, and the tantric sex guru. Like, I'm paid to be a certain man to do a job. Like, we've all got a job, we have to fulfill a role, and we fulfill that role because it's our job. Being a human, on the other hand, is a little bit harder because you're not given permission to be you.
No. But are we addressing it? You know.
Yes, we are. Awakened men are everywhere now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm meeting more and more disempowered men because of the #MeToo movement and the fear of overstepping women's boundaries.
How do they look like? You know, who are they?
The awakened men.
No, the
disempowered men.
Disempowered
it's every man. Like, I'm one of them. It's up to me to stop being brainwashed by society, stop being brainwashed by women, especially for me, always saying what they don't want, and start actually developing what I want to become. Like, my main archetypes I'm working with is Vishnu, who's a Hindu god. He's like royalty. Think Aragon, but with superhuman abilities. He's a protector and provider. Wolverine has always been someone that I've always grown up with as a child, from being obsessed by comic books. Krishna, another Hindu deity, one of the original playboys. He had many lovers, the gopis. He would multiply himself so he could have sex with all of them at the same time, so none of them feel jealous. Brilliant god.
Brilliant.
Hanuman, the original Superman.
He's like, actually sitting behind you.
So he is. Yeah. And he's like a beautiful, like he's like the purest of the pure, big heart, and he's like, he will do anything for Krishna, and he's like the purest superhero you could get. Yeah, there's all these deities that I look into, and like when I was in the Asgardian lands of Sweden, I was really praying to Balder. Yeah, so he was a deity that I would call in every time I needed protection and stuff like that. So yeah, I work with deities and being possessed by these gods. Like, I would take like conscious ketamine rituals or magic mushrooms or ayahuasca, and then like do my research on the gods and look at cartoons around the gods and how they held themselves and talked, and look at all the Wikipedia stories about them and everything, and go really deep into each god, and then take the drugs, and then they'll come into my being. And then
in order to like reach your masculinity.
Yes.
And cleanse it.
Yeah, but sometimes they would just appear. Like, Vishnu is just randomly showing up in my life. And at the Icelandic Tantra Festival, everyone kept on describing me as a king.
Tantra Festival?
In Iceland, yeah.
Is that a known thing? Is it new? Or
yeah, Wild Love Festival.
Did you know about that?
Yeah, it was last weekend. I didn't go. I'm too like depressed. Yet.
Nice.
What I loved about it was there's normal people there.
Okay.
Did many turn up, or?
Yeah.
And are people crossing boundaries? Yeah.
No, it's all about boundaries.
Yeah, but are people, you know, when you see the Icelandic people entering a festival like this, are they like crossing big boundaries for themselves?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, breaking out.
Yeah, breaking out. Okay, so there's one amazing guy. Like, he's my new best friend now. He's conventionally an Icelandic guy, huge beast of a man, and obviously us lot will be judging him because we can't stop judging, because our brains will try and put you in a box. And the tantric practice is, okay, my brain's doing the brain thing, it will always try and put people in a box. He's got lots of muscles, he must take testosterone, he must be man. And my mission is to somehow connect with him on a somatic level, physically, to feel what because I'm all about touch, and I feel everything, like spider senses, and I could feel a human being just by hugging them. and I could feel the core essence. So I held him, and then we had this like little mini orgasms together. I was like, okay, this guy's activated. I want to know this guy. And what happened was he, like, if I want to get big, and if I want to become a better version of myself, I need to surround myself with better versions of myself. And he's the ultra man. Like he's tanked, huge man. Yeah. And he's doing Tantra. And he's finding ways to overcome all of his issues through one weekend of Tantra. And he's a normal guy from Iceland.
Was it his first
ever experiencing something like this?
For real? Nice.
And now I'm inviting him to all of my workshops here in Iceland. And now he's in my community. And I'm so happy he's in my community. And we had this insane masculine beast transmission. Like he does magic. I could tell he does something because I could feel him. And we were doing eye gazing at this cacao and connection evening, and he started transmissioning this beast energy, like and I was like I could feel his essence going into my eyes, into my body, and then taking over my body. And I was like he was literally taking me over, and that was amazing.
It's like
even now I feel his strength.
The Wolverine.
Yeah, like full on beast mode.
Cool.
And we work through osmosis through mirror neurons by imitation. And if I want to get somewhere quicker, I will just become best friends with the best yoni masseuse in the world.
It's what children do.
Exactly. We just pick up habits, and it might as well be a good habit rather than a shit habit. And I might as well hang out with like nice people than shit people. So yeah, and he's like the ultimate form of where I want to be. And I went to world-class gym with him.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
and through you.
We have I have ice everywhere.
Yeah, you told me he was there in the spa.
You were in the spa.
Yeah, I was in the spa.
My best friend. We know everything.
Was I with the tantric crew or the
I don't know.
guy?
I didn't. My colleague and good friend David, he said, "Hey man, I saw this Shaft guy in the spa." I was like, "Okay, how was he?" He was like, "Cool, beast." Like, yeah. That's all. If I would have known, I would have gathered more information.
Good.
But I mean,
you should have got them to eavesdrop because we had some great sharings in that spa.
Yeah, no. I actually asked him, did he have a big penis? And he said no, he was in his bathing suit, so I didn't see.
Fully black.
No.
And the thing about penises is you don't need to have a big one or a hard one.
Yeah, that's
with Tantra. There's no pressure.
No, and there shouldn't be. It's just the first thing that comes to mind when you think about sex.
But in a simple man's words, simple words, how would you describe pure masculinity? What is it? Because there's all this talk about toxic masculinity.
So,
and I sometimes meet with women, and I'm having this discussion, and I ask them this one question. All right, if there is,
what's it that you want?
If there is a toxic masculinity, is there clean masculinity? And some of them, it's like they don't want to answer it. They don't want to answer the question, which is the question that already is there. The answer is already there. It's like it's not supposed to be there, but is it there?
Yes, of course it's there.
How does it look like?
It's something I've already described, being a provider. Like for me, I'm going to come back to it, but I want to talk about power.
Okay.
I never knew what power was. And everyone knows power corrupts. Everyone knows about Hitler. Everyone knows about power being a bad thing. Everything is about power apart from sex. No, everything is about sex apart from power. No, fuck it. I can't remember the quote. But power is bad and everyone should be punished for having too much power because it corrupts people. So what I realized was I have a terrible relationship with power. And men
interesting.
Apparently have a lot of power.
Are you okay? That's dangerous for your position as like a person people look up to.
I know.
And you can easily manipulate. And that's probably why you want this buff guy to be your bodyguard when you start the cult.
I've already got the cult. I'm protected by women. I don't need that.
No, but that's interesting.
Power is scary.
But is it daddy issues, like father issues?
What's that?
Is it like daddy issues? This.
I think it has a lot to do with that. But what I've realized is that I'm looking at the wrong source of power. So during COVID time, I lost everything and I found these guys, Swedish guys. We all run a business together now. And they took me under their wings and they used to wear these shorts and baseball caps. They were like guys.
Swedish guys.
Yeah. But they were tanked, buff guys. And I was doing testicle massages to myself because I didn't have a girlfriend or anything like that. So I thought I might as well try this tantric practice to get more testosterone.
Okay.
And in the company, they got me in and I said, you guys seem really powerful. I said, yeah, power is amazing. I'm like, what? I'm surrounded by women who are so scared of power. I said, yeah, that's not power. And then it's like, it looked like, well, power, how they described it was, imagine Thor standing on top of a mountain, holding Mjolnir and howling and screaming into the gale force wind going, like that. That's power. I'm like, fuck.
That's pure power.
That's pure power. That's the Ferrari engine that's inside every man, woman, and everyone. But no one knows how to turn it on. And then I thought, that's the power I want. And I always used to say, with great power comes great admin, not responsibility. It's just a lot of fucking work being at the top of any empire. But when I discovered this power, this raw power, this masculine power, this power of Thor, of like this beast mode power, women are screaming out for that kind of power. They want that man to take charge and like, yeah, they want a powerful man, but it's got to be the right power.
Yeah, but this man, he must have like a clean past. You understand?
No one's got a clean past. My past is fucked. Like some of my employers have actually said, you need to take your videos down, like, because everyone can see what you've done. I'm like, fuck that.
What do you mean?
Like everything I've done is online, like taking drugs, like filming myself, taking ayahuasca and all that stuff. So like my past is actually the best thing I have to show me where you can be and where you can stay, or where you could learn from and grow into.
Of course.
So power for me is, and the evolved awakened masculine is owning power.
Owning it.
In the body, through deadlifts,
Without shame.
Without shame. And not wavering because a woman might feel like making assumptions about people. I better not say that because that person might think this. I better not act like that because that person will judge me. What will other people think?
In fear.
Through fear. And I've been that guy for 4 years and I refused to do that because I was looking for the love of a woman. And it's still that thing, but now I just don't care anymore because I got testosterone in my body. Because I started hanging out with dudes. It's because I got myself out of all the vaginas and all the female empowerment industries and all the tantra stuff and started being in a city and started pushing weights and running a massive company and like started getting a job and being a real human being and like getting bitcoins and like fucking becoming a man and like having enough money to provide for a child that I won't have until another 9 years. So I'm basically cultivating all of the power, all of the wealth. So one day when I am able to provide for a child and a family, I'll be in a better position to provide, to protect, to serve, like to be of contribution to society. Like once, like it's a human thing as well. Once you've got out of survival and you're not just like working to pay the bills, you start to, like it's just natural for us to help other people. Like I'm in a place, I'm in a place of service, and I have been for the last, since I retired, since I was 35, because I don't have to worry about food and rent and stuff. Because I found women's vaginas to do sex magic with, and I help heal vaginas and pay for flight tickets. So like money just comes now. I'm not having to work hard, and now I get to play hard. And now I get to create, and that's why we're here, to create, to collaborate, to be of service, to be of impact. And as a man, I mean, look at the buildings we're creating, look at all the things that we're doing for humanity. Like we're good guys.
I'd like to think so.
I know so, because I'm surrounded by them. We may have done some bad stuff, Like, I'm no saint. Like I said, I'm a fucking mess. But I've said sorry to the people I need to say sorry to. Like, I've forgiven the women who, like, I've actually been physically assaulted and hurt by more women than men. I've been in more abusive relationships and like hit by women than men. And I could have easily been a woman hater, but I became a woman worshipper because I believe in love. I believe in human connection. I believe in forgiveness and acceptance. Like it's hard, and time heals all wounds. Like, I'm still healing the stuff that happened to me in Sweden. I literally just messaged one of the main women that rejected me, who spiraled me into a different path because she didn't want to be in a relationship with me. I literally just messaged her, like, before.
What did you tell her?
Our story is quite funny because I'm telling everyone about it. And time heals all wounds. Like, she's still hot. She just didn't want to be in a relationship with me, and I wanted to be in a relationship with her. She rejected me, and it's only now am I seeing how much it affected me on a subconscious level. But if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have built the tribe and the community in Sweden that I have today.
Did you tell her?
Yeah. So I have to tell everyone everything. So yeah.
Cool.
So what is an awakened man? It's us. We're trying to do our best. We're listening, we're forgiving, we're learning, we're growing.
Spreading.
Yeah. Creation, collaboration, service, and impact.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Crazy.
And of course, presence. Like, that's the actual, in the tantric scriptures, Shiva, the divine masculine essence, is the one of presence, and Shakti, the divine feminine energy is one of surrender. Left brain, right brain.
Amen. How long are you planning on staying in Iceland?
I was meant to leave tomorrow, but
he's not leaving.
I'm not leaving now.
You're not leaving.
I got a nice home. I got workshops coming up. On Wednesday, I'm going to be at Mama's every Wednesday doing these talks called Man to Mystic, talks on spirituality and awakening.
Mama's.
I think, do you want to do do you want to present all your stuff? You can do it now. This will be aired in 1 week, or 7 days. So what's your
Where
plan?
are you staying? It's kind of, I would actually like to know.
Where are you staying?
No, not where he's staying. I will find him.
I will find him. He's got moles, spies, and ravens looking out.
Oh yeah, no, and it's a small country. It's easy to see and spot everyone. Everyone knows everyone. So that's why I'm actually pretty curious to know, how do you find 3 people to sleep with a day in Iceland?
Ooh.
I'm not there yet.
No. Do you think you can?
It's like a goal too.
I mean, it'd be nice, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if that's what you want.
I mean, it's when you're used to it, it's nice to go back to that lifestyle.
Is it 3 like new people every time, or the same old, or how do you rotate?
I like consistency.
Yeah. Isn't that important in the tantric community?
Well, just in life, consistency. I mean, we want certainty to feel safe, but we also like variety.
But what about STD?
Have you heard of condoms?
No, I haven't.
Okay, right.
No,
So there's these things that you put around your dick.
I've heard.
And you also ask your partners, hi, have you had an STI? Have you ever had an STI? When was the last time you got tested? Have you had unprotected sex since? Sexual health, it's very important.
Through communicating.
Communication.
But it means a lot of trust as well.
And vulnerability.
Yeah.
You got to go deep quick. There's no time to watch Netflix and then have sex right at the end.
But you say condoms, and you talk about, I always go back to your volcanic eruption in the hot spring, where you just kind of sucked the woman to you, and your penis was just... Where do you find the time to put on a condom?
We didn't have a condom. We've already had this conversation together. It's like, okay, so...
isn't it blocking the energy and everything?
No, I believe in condoms. Because
I do as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a tantra guru.
I highly recommend STIs, safer sex. Like, please do take care of your members.
Everything, yeah?
Yeah. It's important so you're fit to fuck another day.
Yeah.
In that moment, I didn't have a condom.
Okay.
But we had the check-in and we went around who have you had sex with, who had, like we did the
checklist.
The checklist of,
Yeah.
Okay, so it was that person who so we figured it out.
We did use
Then we went to the guy, when was the last time? He had unprotected sex and he said 3 weeks ago, so I was like, okay, right, great. So everyone's checked. Like it's like a
It's
snail.
completely without shame. It's just like
It's like a trail.
It's normal.
Beautiful.
It's completely
Jesus.
normal, you know. I'm just curious because we have really high percentage of like chlamydia testing.
Really?
Extremely high.
in Iceland.
In Iceland.
In Iceland, what?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
I
You
wouldn't.
wouldn't know.
No.
Okay, we
Everyone's
have
got
like
chlamydia.
4,000 or 5,000 cases a year. That's like 1% of the nation with chlamydia every year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's okay, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Unless
life.
you're a woman and then you're infertile.
I don't know the reason. It's just killer. But I'm just curious. You know, condoms are important.
We use protection is important.
I'm just
But every tantric person is different.
Yeah.
Like there's some communities where they will never use a condom, and I've been with women who refuse to wear a condom with me, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm gonna use a condom.
okay. Yeah.
So
Of
yeah.
course. All right. I didn't know. I had to ask.
How do
mean,
you
it's
think
important.
tantric practices would work? You know, of course, in a marriage, but in a marriage and where also children are involved. You know, not in the tantric practice itself, obviously, but you know, in a normal household with children, family structure.
Yeah. So a lot of people in the tantric community have families. It's like a normal house. You're not gonna have sex in front of your kids, are you? Like tantric principles are about bringing awareness in what you do. Like shoe awareness is one of the funny things that we talk about when we go to Engsbacker, like taking your shoes off and like making sure that like the mud doesn't come in, like you know, just simple things of like being aware on how you treat others and how you communicate people, having presence when someone is speaking to you. Like you guys are great listeners, so you're allowing me to you're giving me permission to be myself. Like, you know, just simple human behaviors for kids.
Yeah.
Like I teach tantra to kids, and people will be like,
interesting.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
It's like I do spiritual breakdancing workshops. So
To help opening up for the energy to flow or something like this.
it's just fun. Just fun, playfulness. Like, what's your superpower? Like, everyone's got a superpower. Like, everything for me is a computer game or a Marvel film. I was brought up on comic books and sci-fi. So I get people to believe in themselves, believe in their self-worth. I get, like, my mantra, I love my life, I love my body, I love myself. Kids sing that in schools now because it was on a TV show. Like, you know, things like that.
But why do you call it tantra?
Because I'm going to be running things. Like I got an event on Friday. I'm going to introduce my work to a community of people that isn't tantric.
Okay.
And if I use the
That's
word
interesting.
What is it? A neo-Nazi gang or something? No.
the CAP community,
Okay.
Kundalini
No.
activation process or something.
Are you like a secret guest or something?
I'm going to be there tonight, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not going to use the word tantra.
no.
Okay, what are you gonna say?
I'm going to use the word. So on Friday, I have this beautiful workshop called Conscious Ways to Connect.
Okay.
And if you suffer from social anxiety, like I did, then this is the safest place for you to come and learn how to connect with yourself. So you can connect with others through these simple exercises, and you'll get to feel really safe and comfortable and meet like-minded people.
Brilliant.
Not one word of an orgy, not one word, because it could turn into an orgy. No,
But will it be?
Yeah.
But will it be an orgy?
no, it won't.
No.
No,
What about tonight? Is it orgy?
that's tomorrow. Orgy's tomorrow.
Oh, where's it held?
I can't say.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
the new moon ritual that we're going to be doing.
Okay. Is it like for example this orgy thing tomorrow?
Like, it's a conscious orgy.
Yeah.
Biggest difference between what we do and everyone else is it's strictly no drink and drugs.
Yeah, of course. I was not going to talk about drugs or condoms or anything. Just
Where
Who
is
are
it and
these
what time?
people?
Okay, right. So
He wants to be there.
I don't want me to invite you because I can.
No.
As long as your wife knows.
Yeah, we talk about everything. So,
Great,
so I'm not
fantastic.
going to the orgy. But, no.
Conscious orgy, everyone.
Conscious orgy.
Yeah.
But is this like an event planned of the inner circle, or how is this planned out? It's
Yeah,
like
so-
the swing community. It's like a party or something.
Yeah, it's definitely not that. It's so
No?
different. Okay, so what you guys need to realize is it's not a swingers community.
No, I know.
It's not an
It
orgy.
was just
We set an intention before we we go around and introduce ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We will set an intention, like what gift do you want to bring to the new moon temple? Is
Yeah.
What's it going to be called? Dark Moon Temple.
Okay.
Because it's like a new moon tomorrow.
It's like a
And how many people? 15 people? So?
I don't know, about 20 or something. like
Okay.
Okay.
And sensuality, sexuality is welcome. It's not necessary. There's a flow to the evening. So we talk about boundaries, how to say yes, how to say no, how to talk about STIs and condoms, important stuff. These sort of conversations aren't had in normal society. Like we're already going, because
These are healthy conversations.
these are healthy
everywhere.
conversations. So we're already talking about how to say yes and how to say no. If someone approaches you and you don't want to have sex with them, you just say no. No is a sentence. You don't have to explain yourself.
No.
There's no charity in saying yes and having your boundaries overstepped because you couldn't say no to someone. There's these connection exercises. And what I'm going to bring in is one of my practices. So I really want to bring in a sex magic ritual. So I will put on the Lakshmi mantra.
Okay.
Om Shri Mahalakshmiye Namaha.
Okay.
I will get everyone to masturbate, and I will guide everyone into a self-pleasure practice, which is my own practice. Because I just teach what I do for myself. I just want other people to do it with me. It's kind of lonely being the only tantric sex guru in the village. So I would just show them my tools that I use to get retired at the age of 35.
Okay.
And it's a self-pleasure ritual where you set an intention. What are you calling in the new moon for it to come into manifestation for the full moon?
Okay.
It could be financial abundance. It could be something, but you have to say the intention like a magic spell, but you got to be very precise. So if you say, for this new moon ritual, I'm calling in loads of money, then that's not enough for the universe to go, okay, let's give him, like you might have an uncle pass away and then you might inherit some money.
That's not nice.
Exactly. So what you want to do is say, I would love to make £10,000 from sacredsexualawakening.com and getting free clients this month. Simple.
More specific.
Yeah, more. Yeah, it's got to be specific because it's like Google.
Aren't you just talking about the secret? Isn't it the same thing, basically?
It's everything's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's the
We're
same.
We're talking about the same thing, everyone.
Everyone's talking about the same stuff.
Yeah,
Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Every YouTuber and influencer references it. There's a whole chapter
The
dedicated.
same thing, just going in circles.
Exactly. Made in 1927, commercial book. Like there's a whole chapter on Tantra. He calls it sexual transmutation. The millionaires have been using what we're doing forever. That's why they're millionaires. They're using their sexual energy. The no-fap semen retention, use that energy. Like it's Tantra. But what they're not teaching is how to get the pleasure and the orgasms and use the orgasms and the pleasure to get more stuff.
What does wealth do for you? Do you want to be
Freedom.
rich?
Yeah.
Do you want to be insanely rich?
I want to
or
be
just
insanely rich.
Okay.
Because I've lived, like, life is a computer game. It's all about experience points. Like, when you've been poor, you really don't want to be poor again. So I come from a working class family. I've lost everything. Like, I've been homeless. I've also made my own money, six-figure salary. I also became a sadhu, a sexy sadhu, walking the earth without any possessions and just knocking on doors saying, hey, do you want to learn Tantra?
Yeah.
And now I've realized, okay, looking back at my 41 years of life, I haven't done the other bit, which is extreme riches. I've gone, the pendulum always swings.
But why do you want that?
Why not?
Do you want cars? Do you want...
I want to experience life.
As an extremely rich person?
Yeah, because I've not done that.
Okay.
I've had flavors of it. Like I always get taken to 5-star hotels and beautiful women want yoni massages. So I get to live that lifestyle. And people give me stuff.
Okay.
Like people give me hotels and luxury things.
Okay. We're
But-
going to give you luxury things before you leave, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah.
Great,
Yeah. I
amazing.
can't wait now.
Thank you very much.
Big pressure.
I love presents.
Yeah, it's
So yeah, why not experience extreme riches just to see what it's like?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can, if you don't like it, you can just give it away. Help
Exactly.
people. And it gives you the freedom. I completely
Like the
agree.
only like, what is my why? Why do I want to be a tantric millionaire? It's because I work in trauma. I want to be a father for the first 7 years of my child's life. I want to give him presents, not money, but I want to give him the time and the space that my dad never gave me.
7.
First 7 years of the
And then
child's
what?
life.
Just fuck off.
Just fuck off.
Yeah.
Have nothing with nothing.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. No, I know. But it's important.
Yeah.
These first 7 years.
Exactly,
My
yeah.
older son is turning 7 in December.
He's still
And
enlightened.
he is a new person just right now.
Yeah.
Just like bam. He's the same person, but it's completely different.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
every 7 years, our bodies change, our cells change. So you're literally regenerated into a new person. And every 7 years, from 0 to 7, 7 to 14, is the different stages of an evolution of a human being.
Okay.
And from working with sexual trauma victims, all of the pain and suffering has come from the mommy daddy issues and the conditioning from the first 7 years of their life.
Interesting.
So that's why I want to be a tantric millionaire. So I could just provide for the kid, not toys or anything like that, but just my time.
Yeah.
That's
Most
it.
valuable.
Exactly.
thing.
It also, the richer you are, the more you're able to spread the word.
Yeah, exactly. I want a bigger platform. And also people look up to rich people. Like like no one knows what I am. Like everyone just thinks of me like I'm a proper adult. Got a house, got land. Like I won the enlightenment race. I'm a powerful healer. Like got the online coaching. Like I did all of that. But I just play and I enjoy playing. And I don't have any possessions because I realize I don't need that many possessions. But I do want to be a tantric millionaire.
Okay.
So I could pay my mates to do what they love doing. So I would pay Maxime Bjork on Instagram to do my Instagram for me. I'll pay Arthur Moore on YouTube to do my YouTube for me. Like I would just...
Can I do your carpentry?
Yes, of course. I've got land in St. Marcos. Let's go and build on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I'm a lawyer. I can represent you if you have something.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you
You
actually
never
a
know.
lawyer?
You never know. Or I can control. Yeah, okay.
We have a team.
We have a team.
We're
Awesome.
we're getting close to the end.
Okay.
The ejaculation.
So the thing is, but we're not jizzing anything.
We're not
It's-
jizzing
it's
until
just there.
until December,
It's just
when
there.
in December?
when it's the full moon.
Could
the
you
height
do
of
it?
sex
Could you do
magic.
it here?
Would you do it? I would. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to be. I might be in Mazunte. I think that's where all the Tantra people are going to end up in Mexico.
Okay. It's my birthday on the 2nd. It would be an honor. If you jizzed on my birthday.
It might be a new moon jizz.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the thing is, the last question.
Okay.
What's the meaning with all this? And do you have any last words for all the sexual repressed people out there in suffering? In a simple man's language.
Okay, so I want everyone to say these words after me. I love my life.
I love my life.
I love my body.
I love my body.
I love myself.
I love myself.
So that basically means to love your life and love what you do every day. So to find your purpose. To love your body, to unlock its infinite potential. Every single man is multi-orgasmic and woman. Because all of the answers literally lie within our bodies. Everything is inside of us. And I didn't understand that until I understood it.
Until you experienced it.
Exactly, yeah. And to love myself, which is the hardest part of all of this stuff. To truly love yourself. To actually sit there, be vulnerable and feel stupid and go, wow, I love you. I love you so much. Because that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get these sensations to be feeling peace inside of us without wanting everything outside of us.
True.
And that comes even to sexuality, to love yourself and honor yourself enough to like wait for the right people to come into your life, but also to become the right person. So you magnetize the right people into your life. Like if I want to be a tantric millionaire, if I want a tantric CEO woman in my life, I got to become a tantric CEO man in my life. So yeah, so the words are a free giveaway to everybody. I love my life. I love my body. I love myself.
I love my life.
I love
I love my body. And I love myself.
I love my life.
I love my body.
I love myself. Yeah, yeah.
Bingo.
Shaft, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. And can I just promote my workshops for next week?
Yeah,
Do
you
it.
promote your workshop
Do
and
it.
then we
Perfect.
have a giveaway.
Of course.
On Tuesday the 12th, I will be having an intro into goddess worship. It's a beautiful talk and a presentation about yoni massage and how important it is for the well-being of the planet and women and men who give and women who receive.
Okay.
On next Wednesday, the day after, I believe I'm going to be doing another Conscious Ways to Connect. And also maybe every Wednesday at Mama's, I'm giving a talk 4 till 5, man to mystic. It's a fun talk, and you get a 15% discount when you eat at Mama's.
Cool.
Very
And
good.
where do people get information about all these happenings?
Find me on Instagram.
Instagram.
At Shaft Uddin.
Shaft
That
Uddin.
is where it is. Message me there. Let's hang out for coffee. My main thing is meeting people. If you got a car and you want to give it to me, that'd be really nice as well. And drive me around. Perfect. And if you want to be my girlfriend, send me a message as well.
That's
Absolutely.
nice.
That's cool. Shaft,
you
talking
can
about
list-
5-star hotels.
Okay, yeah.
This is Cork.
This is the cork
Yeah.
that you're talking
Yes.
about.
This is the shit.
This is
This
to
is shit,
avoid
bro.
the stains,
The
on your
stains.
tables when you are in your richdom.
Yep.
And this is like a full spectrum CBD balm. This is a comforting natural balm with Kapaida and calendula. This is hemp balm.
A hemp oil.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So you
I
can,
did feel a bit funny when I took it because I'm so aware about myself.
Yeah, but was it like nicely funny?
I think it'd be good to see, like, when do you take it? Morning, evening, daytime? Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Throughout the day.
Throughout the day, all the time.
Before meetings, when I'm stressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you wake up, when
absolutely.
you go to sleep, and always in between.
Okay. And what are the benefits of this?
Google it. CBD.
Okay, right. I mean, I've only heard like it's a miracle cure for everything.
Yeah.
A bit like Tantra.
Exactly.
The same.
Shaft,
Shaft, it's an honor.
power to the people.
Thank you very much. You guys are amazing.
Same.
I hope people understood this transmission. And if they want to know more, yeah, just come say hi. And you guys are doing great work in this beautiful shed.
Thank you.
Ciao, amigo.
Thank you. Auf Wiedersehen.
Amazing.
Gott CBD er gæðamerki fyrir gott CBD. Þess vegna er gott CBD eingöngu gott CBD. Gott CBD styrkir huga og hönd, gott CBD styrkir líka þvottahúsið.
Korkur í eldhúsið, korkur á baðherbergið, korkur í stofuna. Við elskum kork. Korkur, umhverfisvænn, hipp og cool. Þvottahúsið er stoltur styrktaraðili Þvottahússins.